How many childhood and early adult programs could have been favorably affected by early childhood intervention?
An infinite number. The challenge with that is child welfare is a very mandate-oriented profession. The funding in terms of mandates for prevention are not as robust as the funding for formal services. It is restrictive. Now, this county has a real commitment to try to be creative, and under the leadership of our Board of Supervisors, we've actually been charged with increasing collaboration and determining how we can better prioritize our services for families. But prevention is something that is not federally funded, is not funded at a great extent at the state level, and so that is something that we really have to work creatively with community to get the word out. I can tell you that just recently our Child Abuse Council, who is charged with prevention work, has been just demonstrated great leadership in helping us to communicate messages around child abuse prevention. They do a phenomenal job every year with the Child Abuse Symposium. They sponsor all sorts of education. They provide contracts so that there are community resources for prevention. So again, we are a part of a bigger system that all has to work together to solve that issue.
DA Silva, what is the DA's process for collecting child support from a parent who does not pay? What about parents hiding income?
The child support system used to be under the purview of the district attorney's office, and several years ago it actually became a separate entity in the county. And I apologize, I have not been, back when the office was in our office, I was never assigned to that unit, so I'm not able to answer that question at this time. If somebody wants to meet me afterwards, I will follow up because I know an attorney.
The last question for the evening, when is enough going to be enough? Why have more social workers not been tormented for mistreatment and misconduct toward the public it serves, especially those workers who are repeat offenders? Oh, my apologies. Really changed the question, didn't it? Let me repeat that. Thank you, Mr. Garza.
Yeah, thank you for that question. So I think that there's a lot of different levels to that question. I absolutely agree that we have to hold ourselves and our staff accountable. We are also responsible for making sure that we are messaging things clearly internally in the department so that our expectations are clear, that we're working with our staff in terms of the culture that we want to promote. And then when it becomes evident that the efforts that we are engaged in are not resonating with staff, then absolutely our staff will be held accountable to that. But I think first our perspective is that we have to do some internal education and clear visioning and messaging for our staff, because we are in a different time than we've been before, and so are really ready to embrace a lot of changes that maybe at one point we weren't.
Ms. Medina, I have one Facebook question from a youth. She said that she was in foster care with her brothers and sisters who were younger, and she was old enough to leave foster care. And what her question to us was, how does she get a hold of her brothers and sisters who are still minors in the foster care system, but she doesn't know where they are?
Yeah, well, she can certainly, one of the things that we use our complaint line for a lot is just kind of field questions, and then we can help to ferret through what her issue is and get her in contact with care providers or try to reconnect with family, depending on the situation of the case. But certainly just get in touch with us, and we're always happy to help facilitate that.
Okay, great. Please give everybody on our panel and Minnie Lay a hand for volunteering. I want to thank Rosa and Mark from Canson Chu's office, Tiffany from Supervisor Cortez's office up there, and I wanted to introduce and let Jose Salcido close. Jose Salcido is from the mayor's office, and he's the Senior Policy Advisor for Public Safety.
Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you all for attending tonight, and I'm also involved in the Mayor's Gang Prevention Task Force. So one of the things that we embark on and we've been doing since 1991 is to promote collaboration. And so you can see tonight's, these are all county people in a city hall. It's all about getting the information to the people who need that information so you can obviously take care of your families. But make sure that before you get caught up in a system, the systems don't do real well when it comes to taking care of a family, that you get a hold of the resources that are available. And the Gang Task Force, the city puts almost $4 million into community-based organizations to do exactly that, to take care of the problems that you might be having. Whether it's a problem with a child or a problem with a teenager that's out of control, there are a lot of resources out there to take advantage of. And that's when it's best to deal with it, is early. If you wait too long and the child is taken out of your home by a police officer or by a social worker, then it's going to be difficult, very difficult to get back out of the system. So it is very important to be early on taking care of the problem. Thank you tonight for being here, and good luck in the future.